Your angels are sending you this message today. This person is experiencing an emotion at the moment. This appears to be a direct appeal for your whole sincerity, and they are in need of your assistance. They exude an extremely confident energy. This speaks to the overall energy of your relationship or something they are personally going through because of you, and it appears they're starting to notice a lot of details about this connection that maybe they were not aware of before. They are currently experiencing a pivotal moment in their lives as a result of what they are going through. The mind is triumphant in this conflict between the heart and the mind. That's also the explanation, in case you're wondering why you haven't heard from them. This person might be looking outside of you for assistance in making the best choice because it could have to do with outside energy. They clearly feel drawn to using their hearts, but there's a chance that someone is instructing them to use their heads instead. These two energies are always being drawn toward one another. It could seem as though the heart starts to speak the moment they arrange things logically. Then, there is a push for people to be more rational the moment they truly listen to their hearts. Regarding how they feel about you, there's this ethereal vibe here, and they're looking for guidance or a sign on the best course of action. This appears to be a major situation. They can even be asking why you are connecting in the first place. What strikes me, though, is that they demand complete truthfulness. Thus, they might be delving into a more profound facet of your relationship or uncovering information that was first concealed. I also understand that the person they are speaking with is entirely different from you. They are aware of the emotional energy you possess and how easily you may become emotionally invested in things. They have also observed that you use your emotions as a kind of compass when resolving conflicts, particularly those involving relationships and life. They do not, however, desire that at this time. It appears that they're looking for an unbiased statement or viewpoint from someone who has the same viewpoint. This can be a close friend or someone they have a great deal of faith in. They have a very disconnected energy, which isn't always a terrible thing, but they believe that this is the best course of action for whatever reason. If you're wondering how they're feeling right now, they're looking for assistance with something that worries them about you, and they're getting access to highly private information, but they don't want any emotional advice. The individual they've contacted is undoubtedly someone who matches their energy and overall demeanor, and it appears that they are attempting to remove themselves from the connection in order to examine things more rationally. This person is experiencing a lot of insomnia. This has a strong, repressive energy attached to it. They are currently experiencing severe emotional, mental, and sexual repression, and this energy is showing up as a lot of mental activity that affects them more profoundly than their ability to speak. This also explains why they are looking for outside affirmation from a trustworthy source, as this emotion is an obvious indication that their mind is racing. It goes deeper than that, though. Though they may think about you for a long time, there's also a feeling of avoidance. They can seem to be providing mixed signals, or your connection might be in a location that feels a bit cooler than usual. You may sense that they are holding back or that they are drawing out of you on opposite ends of the spectrum. This individual is likewise distancing themselves from you, and they're taken aback by your response. It's as though they have lost expectations from you, if they were to be completely honest. Any prior hopes they may have had appear to be gradually evaporating. They could find it simple to focus this enthusiasm during the day on their work or other pursuits. However, feelings become unavoidable at night, which is when you sense them draining your vitality. Because they are able to sense your feelings as well, which can be really intense for them, it can be very difficult for their mind to relax or become peaceful. They can easily prevent this during the day, but they are unable to do so at night, which causes them to access a different aspect of themselves. In order for them to appropriately process how they are feeling at the moment, they can be urged or enticed to concentrate on the more sensible aspect of things. However, they are finding that very challenging. They're having a lot of trouble sleeping because of this, and since it enters the subconscious, it suggests a strong energy connection between the mind and dream state. It truly shows how powerful your energetic relationship is with them when your energy finds them every day, even when they try to block those thoughts about you. This may be the only time of day when they confront their actual feelings about you, because they are devoting a lot of mental energy to it at night when they ought to be sleeping. This is all connected to the conflict they are having between their hearts and minds. They are pursuing these energies into the dream state in an attempt to balance them. This could also be happening to you, You might be dreaming about them and noticing a lot of heavy energy at night, when you might even be thinking telepathically about them. Your connection is experiencing something at night, and it is primarily related to an internal issue that they are dealing with. Through your shared energetic relationship, they are sending you this energy. This individual is always thinking about you. If you are curious about them, you are anxious as well. At the moment, they appear to be avoiding you. Because of this, they're starting to sense that there is a certain dynamic to your relationship that they need to find a method to divert their attention from. To be honest, they give off an energy that makes it seem as though they are pushing themselves to regard things with extreme objectivity and dispassion. They are completely committed in you emotionally if they are acting in this way. Despite the fact that many things may appear different on the surface, they believe that you two are very similar in many aspects. However, they sense that you are the same person deep down. They recognize the positive aspects of it, but they also perceive the negative, which at times gives them the impression that the connection is quite intense. They believe that you have a deeper understanding of them than anybody else has ever had. Your dynamic is eased by this person's capacity to intuitively sense your requirements without your having to express them. However, you not only notice it right away when they disagree with you or when they are upset about something, you also serve as a reflection of them.
They frequently discover that you share their feelings. It doesn't matter how you describe it, the fundamental energy remains constant. Even when they try to deny it, you have a method of addressing your feelings that shows you are aware of what is going on in your connection. You two have a remarkable ability to accurately read each other's thoughts and emotions. You both sense that there is a deeper explanation for your current distance. It's possible that the current state of your relationship is making you both feel a little uneasy. They're making an effort to approach it rationally. You have extremely similar modes of expression because you are so similar. Because your thoughts dictate your actions, you can both be in a position where you are approaching your relationship with greater reasoning because your thoughts are the same. You might see that not only does the energy shift when there is a communication breakdown, but so do your attitudes toward one another. This occurs because you both have a great understanding of one another and process information in the same way. This kind of introspection combined with the energetic relationship can lead to a great deal of mind reading and telepathic communication, but it can also lead to a lot of assumptions. They ask whether you're restless because they themselves are restless. You seem to be in a situation where the heart and mind are at odds, and you're not sure which to trust, love or reason. Depending on the energy of your thinking patterns or what you are now learning from each other, you may fluctuate. There is undoubtedly more sensitivity in this relationship. The kind of tie that exists here makes things really tough, especially when there are times when there is no touch, regardless of the distance or the state of your relationship. Now, since you are always talking to one another, even when you are silent, it seems quite loud, and this may be one of those times when they are spending their evenings looking for someone. Perhaps you're going about this in your own unique way. However, there's a palpable, even anticipatory, underlying sense of restlessness around your relationship right now. This person believes that you are genuinely ignorant. This feeling carries a dualistic force. Both of you feel like this. You don't seem to be able to put into words what you're feeling, even though it seems like a pretty strong connection. You still have so much to say that you haven't mentioned. Because you both mirror each other's feelings and behaviors, this relationship might be even more difficult to maintain than the typical dynamic. To be perfectly honest with one another, you would both feel utterly misinterpreted. You might think that they don't understand what it's like to be in your position or how things have changed since you first saw this connection and its significance. Your energy presents itself in a forceful and luminous manner, as seen by how it appears. You make an effort to remain detached from the inferior quality of your relationship. It does, however, exist because every fiber of your being, every strength within you, compels you to see things you may not want to face or even to confront. Consequently, in this connection, any old wounds from childhood or past relationships will be raw and visible. There's no getting around that. Sometimes it feels like your relationship isn't real at all, and that's because they feel the same things as you do. Similarly, they believe that you are unable to comprehend how. This is their link. They are someone who needs to exercise self-control even though they believe life has given them everything they could possibly want in you. This person perceives you as a weakness because of the way your energy is interpreted, so many of the decisions they make to distance themselves from you are made in an effort to maintain the connection at a high frequency. They are well aware of your feelings for them and the importance of this relationship to you. However, this individual might be lured by this kind of authority. It has to do with the way they are. The strength of your connection may require them to exercise extreme caution when dealing with you. They could want to come up to you when they're feeling more exposed. Because they tend to reveal their darker side when they are apart from you, they desire to make decisions based on their lower self. They seem to want you to know what it's like to be apart from you, and occasionally they may experience overwhelming emotions that are too strong for them to control. Yes, there is a repressed energy in this connection that is coming to the surface, and this person doesn't think you realize that they feel like they have to choose every day to keep their feelings to themselves to exercise self-control. They only act in that way because they understand its meaning. They want you to know that they are handling things this way because they are aware that they are dealing with something deeper. However, they continue to function as humans and in this duality. You are aware of their divinity, but you are also aware of the lower condition they are experiencing, which seems to be more intense during these times of separation or lack of communication. For this reason, they might be looking to other individuals with higher energy for direction or counsel. Someone who genuinely knows what it's like to be in their shoes, since they feel that giving in to their feelings or emotions will seriously impede their ability to grow. Additionally, due of everything you were bringing up to them when you were together or the last time you spoke, they might feel that they need this time apart from you. You know how to hold up a mirror to them and show them what they've done, and most of the time they don't like what they see. This might have to do with how they behave when no one is around or when they are in private. This may have scared you at one point because it is undoubtedly providing them with insight into what goes on behind the scenes. They are now viewing it differently, and they are also holding themselves more responsible in these kinds of relationships. And right now, this is something that somebody is going through entirely apart from you. Emotions may therefore be running high if you are identifying with this. They are attempting to lessen their energy matching despite the fact that you are apart. They are attempting to take a step back and view this from a fresh perspective. They are also expanding their connection and asking for advice from individuals they truly trust, something they may not be aware of. This person wants you to know that they never imagine themselves approaching you. Yes, your activities can be creating a certain pattern for them. Thus, you might be doing something right now that allows you to express your feelings in this way without coming across as overly needy. This individual is receiving a really strong message from you right now, and it's possible that they are trying to process it and approach your relationship more rationally. However, this is a really fascinating dynamic since they didn't see themselves in you for a very long time. And the fact that you are obviously exact replicas makes this incredibly interesting. Though this has nothing to do with getting to know you personally, you are the exact same soul. When it comes to you, there is someone with whom you are sincerely linked and emotionally open. They might be attempting to figure out why it is that you, of all people, have this effect on them. They are attempting to approach this from a different perspective because of this, and what they are discovering truly speaks to them, possibly because they mistakenly believed they were the only ones going through this. This sets them apart from a physically and impulsively charged but emotionally aloof energy. That was a clear reflection of their hurts rather than of you. And by your love, you are demonstrating that to them. You reflect them in a very particular way, both with your words and your deeds. You do something that just makes sense since you are highlighting for them the aspects of themselves that you represent in addition to their higher portions. In addition to healing the wounded energy they have been holding inside for a long time, they are looking for a deeper comprehension of this in order to integrate that part of themselves. Yes, your activities can be creating a certain pattern for them. Thus, you might be doing something right now that allows you to express your feelings in this way without coming across as overly needy. This individual is receiving a really strong message from you right now, and it's possible that they are trying to process it and approach your relationship more rationally. Since you can be doing this jointly without even realizing it, it might also be beneficial to you. Maybe you've dealt with wounded energy in the past, and that shows in the way you approach people or how you stand up for yourself when you're in love or in previous relationships. Profound healing season you're in is also elevating the energy of your connection. It's not simple and can be really upsetting. However, you appear to be managing it with a great deal of maturity. This appears like a deliberate period of no communication, and it might have started because you are in this relationship with the person you love, and they are really revealing parts of yourself that you would rather not see. Therefore, you both realize that when you are joined in this strong way, you truly don't have the luxury of running away, even though there may be a physical distance. Your feelings and thought process accompany you wherever you go. There is no getting away from your own subconscious thoughts or mind. You literally are a part of it. If this is true for you, then both of you and them are really changing. The more you both grow with the higher qualities of this relationship, the easier it will be to integrate it more effortlessly because you are both working to elevate both aspects of the soul. And whether you realize it or not, this is what the two of you are doing. You are actually collaborating for the benefit of your relationship regardless of where you are in the globe when it's happening or how far away you are. This is not the complete story, which is the final portion of the message. Yes, you have come to a critical juncture in your relationship when you both recognize that it's not all sunshine and roses. They may have felt the same way you did, that things would turn out entirely differently. They frequently felt as though they had committed to something they were not entirely sure about. They are attempting to comprehend why you, of all individuals, have this kind of impact on them. This was much beyond their reach, but the truth is that there can be a great deal of chaos involved in being selected to bring something so strong and spiritual to Earth. Now, they are attempting to find a solution for that. They believe that they made a lot of assumptions about how this would be, which is why they claim that this is not the complete story. It's possible that they believe their bond would be stronger than the actual labor required in a relationship like this. However, they can clearly see that it won't be that simple, particularly given where they are in their personal path right now. Their energy is so similar that they feel like they need you, but they also don't know how you can support them at this time. This is having a significant impact on them because they feel like having you around would exacerbate their experiences or make them more sensitive to the emotions they are trying to integrate. They are, therefore, taking much more responsibility for their actions, whether you realize it or not, and they sincerely hope that you will be able to see why they have made the decisions they have made thus far. They genuinely believe that this decision they are making is the best one for you and your relationship. This is clearly the kind of relationship where you have always been acutely aware of each other until the energy is cleared and everything is completely blended. It is obvious that you can read each other's minds and there is no way out. It appears that they are facing their own issues before facing each other, but they are also aware that this choice will inevitably result in uncertainty, disarray, and estrangement. What's becoming evident, though, is that they want you to be aware of the extent of their daily influence. Their nightmares are about you. They are unable to sleep. When it comes to balancing the energies and the connection here, they are looking for guidance from other powerful individuals outside of this link to help them access that greater principle. Even when you are separated by great distances, the connection endures because they are truly taking your energy with them. No matter how much you change and develop over time, there is one thing that is incredibly permanent and will never change: you. This is where things get a little uncomfortable in the relationship. Because of how similar you are to each other, this also touches on that restlessness. It's in those times when you are called to hold space that you truly want to hold each other. Because of the strong link you have here, it can be quite painful when there is space between you, communication is delayed, or things just seem chilly or different. It's as though you want to be close to each other during those times. This message touches on the aspects of the journey that are not particularly glamorous for your evolution, the behind-the-scenes work. It also emphasizes how unexpectedly these energies can make the connection. You both realize that even if you are handling things separately, the other is still greatly impacted by it, even though you are apart. This person wants you to understand that this is not the whole story. That for you, it's not the end. There's that concluding vibe that marks the end of a certain storyline or chapter. It could take some time to integrate because it marks the end of a certain version of each other as well. It appears that both of you are sensing the intense intensity of anticipation as you reach out to touch. Deeper down, though, you also realize that everything is happening according to divine timing with your connection, and you are being led to let things develop in a far more natural way. If you are the recipient of this communication, please leave a comment saying, "Our love will be reborn."